Good evening, Vector's Vision fans, and we are back from the bye week, live on Dirt, Week 9, 2 weeks to the end of the playoffs, or to the beginning of the playoffs.
Green flag, green flag.
And it's not showing leaders. It's going splendid. Trying to see what's going on. So let's see. For whatever reason, it happens sometimes when you're on dirt, but we are live on a dirt track, Eldora, just like real life when the NASCAR Truck Series used to come here and run. You see right here we got Garrett Helmlinger still rocking the skydive look. He's addicted to skydiving right now. So he's still rocking that scheme. Underneath you got Sean Langton in the 7. He's trying to rip it down the bottom as he gets alongside. That's going to be Morgan Cook in the 51. He's currently cooking in that second position. Ripping that more higher line around. 100 laps around Eldora. Gonna be a quick race. Kyle Stewart, you see him in the 14. He's just ripping it around the top and getting away. Looks like a lot of these guys are searching for some grip. Already, you saw, that was Ross Phillips making a really, really big... He tried to do a slide job on Sean. And then Sean recouped and ripped it back left. See if we can't change up this camera angle a little bit. You see Ross, he's still ripping that top. He's going to file in right behind Sean and keep ripping the top. You see Sean is searching. He wants to look more at that lower side of that track. Garrett Helmlinger's trying to throw himself in the middle of this little three-wide, or three-way battle for that third position. Back here you got, looks like Justin Cadenhead still rocking his Dallas Cowboys scheme. That's 58. Thad Miller in that 7th position right in front of him. These two dueling it out. Thad rocking the Iowa scheme today. You know, they ain't got much offense, but at least they got enough defense. And then up here, we got a first-time racer this season. See that? The 49 truck ripping by right there. That's Nick Smith. And the Cabela's, looks like he's already made some solid contact with the wall. And they're wrecking behind him. I heard that. We're going to go back here and see what they did. Oh. So the 74, that's Hennings, slides up, makes slight contact with the 48 of Justin Cadenhead. I don't think it was anything intentional. I think it just kind of slipped up a little bit. We'll ride on board with the 48. Yeah, you see, nothing really the 48 could have done. He was kind of working his way back down. And the 74 just did a little slide up the track in front of him. Just a little incidental. More of a racing deal. I wouldn't say incidental contact. I think the 48 will go down pit road. I don't know why he's fixing it up. It's just a dirt track, unless he's got engine damage. Yeah, he fixed his truck. That was 100% necessary. But it is what it is. First caution today comes on lap 11 of the scheduled 100. Long way to go. In a very short amount of time. Kyle Stewart still leading. Man, we were already 1 to green. That's what's nice about these shorter tracks like that. You don't have to wait for a lot of pacing.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back out. You see all the 14 in the bush light. Kyle Stewart, Ross Phillips really digging toward the bottom. He's trying to do a slide job. Stewart just finds a way to really sit on that cushion. Ross Phillips really starting to go for it now. Ross Phillips searching that lighter dirt. But he's actually going to lose a little bit of speed in positioning here. You see Morgan Cook getting involved. Look at all that wheel they're putting into it. Morgan Cook takes second away from Ross Phillips. And you can literally see the 51 in the tire tracks of the 14. Ford versus Toyota. These three kind of pulling away from everybody. Sean Langton wanting to get involved. Just a little bit further behind him. And I think you go from Sean back here to the 88. Or to the 77. And the 58. And then there's the 49. Looks like the 49. That's Nick Smith. He is really not having fun with this truck right now. He's losing some positioning. He's ripping the bottom part of the track, but he's not getting a whole lot of positions here. Oh, he's gonna go around.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
We saw that happen. He was just a little too low. There's just not enough cushion down there. Dirt's a little bit cooler too, that lower part of the track. Everybody's been searching higher. So that dirt down there is a little bit more damp than the rest of the track. So there's no need to hit the replay button on that, because we saw it happen live. So with that caution, the second one of our short race so far, 14 to Kyle Stewart is still leading. He started third, and he's put it up to that first position. So he grabbed 2 positions pretty quickly to be in the position he is now. And we saw Ross Phillips. He started first, but somehow he was at the back of the pack. So I don't know if he had a problem. Who knows? Sean Langton made a pretty big jump as well. He started in that 7th position. He got up to 4th. And Garrett, who started 2nd, has dropped all the way back to 5th. And I think that's the worst loss. He's going to be tied with the 6 or the 48 of Justin Cadenhead, who started in that 6th position, and he is now 9th. And remember, he had to come down pit road and take that fast repair. You see the lights are also out on the pace truck. 1 lap to green. They're in the middle of 3, headed toward 4. You'll see that pace truck make a hard left-hand turn, go down pit road. A very small pit road.
Green, green, green.
You see they're already starting at different levels. Sean Langton tries to get a big jump. Morgan Cook catches it, rides it up there. And a big old slide job. Ross Phillips, is he going to clear him? He is not. Kyle Stewart will be able to drive away, going down the back. Into 3. Ross Phillips, another slide job. Stewart hangs a hard left-hander here. 3 wide for the lead. 24 on lap 24. Stewart, for the first time, we don't see him in the lead. Ross Phillips, who put it on pole, is now back in front. That number 1 wow truck, Doritos, looks like a monster scheme. He takes that lead position. See, Sean Langton's still sitting in that 4th spot. He had a solid start. He tried to jump to the outside of, you see here, Morgan Cook in the Rowdy Energy Toyota Tundra. Just a little bit of a crinkle on that hood, but these guys are going to be pretty beat up by the end of this race. Here's Ryan Depew, the paint scheme making machine. He makes his return. First time he hasn't been super busy all season. So he's back. And a funny note he sent me before. He goes, "Hey, I'm back. I'm not the best dirt track racer. I'm just trying to make sure I don't die." Well, Ryan, your truck looks pretty good right now. Nice and clean. There's the Caden head in front of him. He just blinked out. Now he's back. See the Caden head in front of him. Relaxing in the 10th position. So theoretically, if you want to finish inside the top 10, you only got to beat one person with 11 drivers starting this race. Oh, I hear some wrecking. Looks like the 49 and the 48. You see that 49? It's pretty beat up on the outside. That's going to be Nick Smith. He's using the wall to get turned around here. He's starting to look like a little bit of Ross Chastain. Todd, yes. Thad Miller. He's just about to, if I can figure out how to get to him. He's got that Iowa scheme. Looking pretty mean. With the all-white suit on dirt. Don't know how that works out. Oh, 25. That's Larry. So he hit the wall and lost several positions there. Because he wasn't really in this look that long ago. You see, he's changed up the look on the scheme a little bit, but still the same message. The Angelman. Oh, no, we blinked out there. Ross Phillips. Let's get this angle so we can see where everybody is on track. Right here, you got Ross Phillips ripping the high line. Coming to lap 38. And right behind him should be the 51. That's Morgan Cook. He's also ripping that higher line. You can kind of see where the dirt's starting to dissipate. You can really see the grooves on the track from this angle. Right behind him, you got Stewart running in that 3rd spot. Not really right behind him, but he is behind the 51. Morgan Cook having a solid running. And then back here, you got Sean Langton and Garrett Helmlinger, the 7 and the 77. That's not confusing at all. They're ripping it. See, Sean's starting to search down there for a little bit more dirt. Whereas Garrett is still running that left front in that area of the track where the dirt is starting to dissipate. Sean Langton. It looks like he is finally going to lose that position to the 77. Ooh, big rip right there by the 77 on entry into the that's turn 1. Er, 777. 49's behind them. 48 is behind him as well in that 10th position. Oh.
Alright, man, caution is
I
out. Caution is out.
don't even know who this could be. Oh, I see the 7. I see the 74. Rutro Raggy. Let's see. Whipping it. Whipping it. Whipping it. Oh, he may have gotten sent there. That ain't nothing but some slight contact. These trucks are gonna get pretty beat up today. May have gotten a little help from the 51 getting sent around, but I'm not gonna make a judgment there. I don't think it was anything intentional. I just think he wasn't expecting that much of a checkup. I'm pretty sure the 51 Morgan Cook has been using a lot of throttle on entry, whereas the 74 is probably letting off on entry and then using a lot of throttle in the middle of the corner. A little bit more. A lot of these guys are going half to about 75% throttle. And, oh, you see Ross. He takes a hard left turn. That's going to be... This is not live. That's probably why. Here we go. Now we're live. Who is that leader? It is going to be the 51, Morgan Cook. Who is second, you ask? Well, that's going to be the 77 of Garrett Helmlinger. The two teammates. And then who's trying to play spoilers of the two teammates? Well, that would be the 7 of Sean Langton. So there you go. The 51, the 77, and the 7. Throwing a little wrinkle into Ross Phillips' plans. 1 to green. Looks like the administration is delaying it. So we'll go around one more. No, we won't.
Green, green, green.
Nope, yeah, the green flag is out. Don't know what that little stat it just threw across my screen, but it was horribly wrong. 47 of 100. Just short of the halfway mark. Ross Phillips and Sean Langton make contact a little bit. Nothing too bad. They're still going and pointed in the right direction. So who cares? 51, Morgan Cook. Garrett Helmlinger, 77. Still ripping the high line. Ross Phillips trying to do a slide job. And looks like he's going to take everybody out.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Yeah, that looks like they just made a little contact there, and it is what it is. Another one little self spin there, so I don't want it to sound like a mean thing, but what goes around comes around, I guess. And this kind of put a wrinkle in things here. Ross Phillips just spun, so he's going to go to the back of the longest line. It's a pretty short line, though. It's only 11 cars, or 11 trucks. We just now got the halfway countdown. 4 cautions, 11 laps. But Sean Langton, with that contact with the 77, the 51, and the 1, that gives Sean Langton the ability to slide up there in that first position to try to get yet again another win. 1 lap to green. So you saw the 3 teammates get involved. Looks like possibly hurting their chances of getting this team yet another win. See, Thad Miller's going to go around the outside of him as well. But how about we get a little live action up here on these leaders? Pace truck is away. Green flag is out. Garrett Helminger, is he going to try? Don't think so. You can see the 2 grooves really showing on the dirt. Looks like the biggest cushion is still up top. Rip those front wheels in that lighter gray and get those rear wheels back up there in that darker stuff. A lot of guys searching the lower part of the track as well. Sean Langton using the wall to get turned out of 3, or out of 2, to get pointed in the right direction toward 3. And Garrett's really getting gritty here. Starting to show those teeth as he's in an attack position here with 46 laps to go. Can he make a bold move? Maybe he tries a slide job if he can get a little bit closer. He goes a little bit lower this time. He's going to lose a lot of time off the corner. Hell, why don't we do this? Let's get a little cockpit view and see what Garrett's been doing. Watch him rip it around this track as he makes solid contact with the wall, so I kind of jinxed that one. Big run. Garrett Helmlinger looks like he's going to try. Or maybe not. Yes, no. Yes, no. He reels in pretty close to Sean, the 77. That's a lot of 7s running in the top 2 positions. Garrett's having a little bit more of a cleaner laps now. They're both using every inch of this track to get around here, scraping the right rear quarter panel against that wall to get her turned in the right direction. Garrett's going to go to the bottom. Not enough leadway there to try the slide job to get in front of Sean. .39. Coming to 38 laps to go around Eldora. Our trip around the country has brought us back to Ohio. Or brought us to Ohio for the first time, I should say. UNOH. Garrett attended. We saw Austin Livingston race a couple times. He graduated from UNOH. It's only a stone stone throw, a hot skip, then a jump away from Eldora. So why not throw it as the main sponsor for this race? Caution came out. Hennings again. Still spinning. Trying to get her pointed back in the right direction. Don't go a lap down. Oh, he's already 3 laps down. So, don't go another lap down. Get her pointed and let's go. Been a short race. These races don't take necessarily forever. Don't necessarily take forever, but they do have about 100 laps on dirt, which is more than enough time to make some calculations and a risked. Let me try to speak English. To make riskful calculations and some bold moves to try to get up there. But with how dirt works, a lot can go wrong in a very short amount of time. It's also very difficult for me to throw this to brake or anything like that. So this is a non-stop coverage race, as they've already got the one to go with these solid, I think they're 30-second pace laps, so they're pretty quick too. You gotta think of a lot of tracks we go to, that's about the time it takes to get around the track once at full speed. Let's get back up here on the leader. The 77 really got at it. Sean drives it down toward the bottom, gets a big run. He kind of comes out of position a little bit. Slides up in front of the 77, Garrett Helminger. Ross Phillips back in the groove. And the 51 of Morgan Cook is back in the groove. So who we've seen all day are back in the top 4. I think Garrett knows he's better, and he's really just picking his time when he wants to do this thing. Garrett's still on the wall. Looks like he's Ross Chastaining it. He's really trying. He might be able to get enough drive here, but it looks like that dirt is coming unpacked. You're limited. You're very limited on where you can stick this truck, which is why you got Garrett literally in the tire tracks of Sean. Garrett is putting everything he's got in this son of a gun. This time around, we're going to complete 75% of our race. 25 laps to go. Every time you think Sean's pulling away, kind of getting out there to where no one can really contend with him, Garrett reels him right back in. thought maybe Garrett was going to have a chance there. You saw him getting the wall kind of hard. Sean did. And they're just literally following each other. It's so hard to try to go watch anybody else race when these two are just literally neck and neck. Does Garrett try the slide job here? Not enough. The chance of the slide job might be slipping. The longer this race goes, the dirt just isn't allowing a big slide job. We saw Ross stick it once. He tried it again, and it didn't work. Garrett Hellmenlinger loses a little bit of time here. He's going to get right back in that groove, rip it. So it looks like the way they're entering pretty close to the wall in the middle of the corner, kind of diving it down toward the bottom. See right there, they kind of take it off the wall. This has got to be fun for them to do, or for them to be racing, because I'm having fun watching. Let's get in here and see what they're doing. You see Garrett puts a lot of wheel into it. No! Sean Langton loses it. Too much wheel. Garrett Hellmenlinger now to the point. You saw it. You saw it happen. You see Garrett Hellmenlinger there. He's following him. This is a replay just to make sure. You see too much wheel. Pretty good save to keep it rolling. To only lose 2 positions and not more. Now it looks like Ross Phillips is starting to hound him. But you see, dadgummit, the 77 here. I'm on that spotter view. Should be the main grandstand. 77 takes the lead. 15 laps to go. You got Morgan Cook, the 51, in second. Ross Phillips in that number 1 Wow Doritos machine in the 3rd position. There's your podium being swept by Orange. And then in 4th now, Sean Langton. He did end up losing that position to Ross Phillips, who was hounding him a little bit there for about 2 or 3 laps. So I just have a feeling Rashawn's truck has kind of made a swing for the worse. The longer and longer this track is run, the dirt has changed on him. And he's going to go around. This is going to bring out a caution.
All right, man. Caution
Yep.
is out. Caution is out.
Sean Langton is going to be making that long, shameful trek to the back of the longest line for bringing out this caution with 12 laps to go. This makes it interesting. That's the last thing the 77 wanted to see. But guess what? The 51 of Morgan Cook and Ross Phillips, who were starting to lose a lot of time to Garrett Hellmenlinger. Man, they're loving this. But it's time to pin back those ears. Start getting aggressive. Start making some moves. Garrett doesn't really feel like he needs to do anything crazy, ridiculous. But Morgan, does he try to get a big jump, slide it down to the bottom, and make a big old slide job? Does Ross Phillips, who has done it 3 times this race already, make a big move to the bottom and do a slide job? Because he's going to be starting on the inside. And I think we'll be getting the green flag with 9 laps to go, and they will go fast. We've only been racing. I've been live now for about 38 minutes, and I think we've only been racing for, I think, 30 like 32, 33 minutes. So pretty fast race. It is about 19 seconds a lap, which helps. To the guesstimation, voice crack. We're going to ignore that. Guesstimation, about 3 minutes left of action. See that truck? He's gone. Garrett Helllinger, you controlled the field. He goes. Green flag is out. Morgan Cook, not as good of a jump as Garrett Helllinger. He's ripping it. Ross Phillips, I told you he was going to try it. He does slide job. Cook to the outside. Not enough. Garrett continues to lead, coming out of 4 to see that start-finish line. 8 laps to go. Ross Phillips, a big slide job. He's going to take that position away from Morgan Cook. Morgan Cook, does he run him over for doing the slide job? I don't think so. Garrett Helllinger sees in the rearview mirror. He is loving it. The harder they race, the farther I go. See that right front? He is absolutely decimated. The right front, well, and the left rear, rubbing against the wall to get this car turned in the right direction in the middle of these corners. Ross Phillips is starting to make some ground here. He's got his sights set on that P1 position. Garrett Helllinger stuck in the wall. He rips it off. We saw Sean do something really similar earlier and spun himself out. Ross Phillips is making bold moves. Garrett looks like he's kind of stuck in the wall. Garrett has better drive away. Ross Phillips looks to the lower side. Looks like he lost some speed doing that. Just not sure Ross Phillips has enough in the tank as they come to the line. 4 laps remaining in the UNOH dirt race from Eldora. 100 laps. They have ticked away quickly. Garrett Helllinger kind of looked like he was having him an average day. He has somehow turned it into a great day. Follow the leader. Let them make the mistakes. Let me control my own destiny by having a nice, clean, and solid race. Obviously not clean. It is on dirt. That truck is extremely dirty. But a nice, clean driving effort. Never got involved in any wrecks. The teammates kind of got involved in some contact with a big move by Ross Phillips sliding up in there. But Garrett got away from it clean. He comes out of 4. 1 lap to go. White flag, oh waving. You can run the slowest lap of your life here, Garrett, and still bring it into victory lane. No real threat from behind. Morgan Cook isn't going to get there in time. Garrett Helllinger is going to win the Eldora truck race. Pull up this old Discord. Man, that didn't even move for me. I have to do all the work around here? Shit. Let's go and pull up that race winner, because I know he's feeling a certain type of way. He's got to be pretty hype. Well, let's see. Let's check in on the race winner, Garrett Helllinger.
What's up?
Well, congratulations on winning at Eldora. I know that this is like your second second home. You did live there for a while. You did go to an event there. You went to UNOH, which is the sponsor of our race tonight. And I was saying there toward the end, I don't know if you're allowed to do a burnout on the victory lane. I don't know how they would feel about that, but hey, you can do what you want. You want it. It looks like you were just having a smooth race, just kind of controlling your own destiny, and everybody started dropping like flies. You didn't really have to make a big, bold move to take the lead. I know you were thinking about having to do a slide job, but the track was kind of going away from that lower line. What did you see?
For the last 40 to 50 laps, the low line was absolutely gone if you were up to pace, and that's why I was stuck behind Sean for so long. This is because literally every time I'd try and dip down, I would lose ground. So I just had to run behind him and hope that we were maintaining enough pace to keep Morgan and Ross behind us, and it ended up happening that way. And actually, funny enough, so I'll have to get a lot of Sean a lot of credit for this, because I came over the mic and I said, I'm gonna have to do something about this. Just the constant, just not spinning him out, and then he goes to key up and he spins out. So I think I kind of take a little bit of the blame for that. But no, that I don't know how my truck's still running right now. I don't know what it looks like on the broadcast, but I beat the absolute crap out of that right side.
Yeah, you're. It looks like a junker. I mean, that's not the best way.
Yeah, it is a junker, but it's a winning junker. I'm happy I was able to do one better than Bristol and get a dirt dub.
Yeah.
It was definitely, I had to definitely earn it, and I definitely had to. It didn't look. It might not look hard, but
I know it's hard.
The second half of that race, ripping the high line, I'm honestly surprised that Morgan, Ross, and Sean, they didn't just walk away from me, because I wasn't the best up top. I just was in the right place at the right time with the right circumstances. And Ross probably could have got me. Ran out of gas. I think it was Ross and Sean who ran out of gas. We were cutting it that close, and they were going that hard in the middle of the race to where they were two laps short.
Yeah, Sean and Ross finished 7th and 8th respectfully.
Yeah,
in
and
that order.
it was weird because it wouldn't let us gas up. So we were all kind of just had what we had, and some of us had like 15 laps left, and then Ross and Sean didn't make it to the end. Just because of how hard they were going. But that was freaking awesome to add the bonus points going into playoffs. And, man, yeah, I don't really have a lot of words. I'm freaking hyped.
Yeah.
That was a definitely harder fought win than Atlanta, I think. Just having to keep with Sean and hold off Morgan. Everybody did a freaking fantastic.
Yeah, you say hold off Morgan, but you were kind of. Your pace was pretty blistering there at the end. No one really had anything for you, and then I know you were.
I say hold off Morgan just because Morgan and Ross, like everybody who was up there in front of me, Morgan, Ross, Kyle, and Sean, like they all had faster pace than me. I don't think it was the raw pace that was faster. I think that I was just banging off the wall enough to where they wouldn't have been able to get by me. But no, it was freaking awesome. Everybody did great. Everybody who watches it to this point, thank you. Everybody who raced tonight, and everybody who's going to come out for the rest of the season. Talladega next week is going to be an even better show than it was tonight. We only had 11 cars tonight, and I'm pretty sure it was a fantastic show.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations. Go enjoy your night. I know you got some work to do.
Oh, yeah.
Since you are, the admin, you get to do all these points
starts.
and everything. Yeah. But, yeah, man, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed your bye week, even though I know exactly what you did on your bye week. But I hope you enjoyed it, and it's a good thing to get the season back underway and with the dub. So, congratulations.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you all.
Yep. Let's pull up that second place finisher. Oh, no, we'll see. Maybe Morgan's happy. Maybe he's not. But we're going to ask him, right? Morgan?
I don't know how I feel, Adam. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, it's good to talk to you again. There was a little drought there for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was missing your voice.
Yeah, I miss talking to you too, Adam.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of, I would say the first 25% of the race, you were one of the head honchos, but maybe the track kind of went away from you, or maybe the truck had a little bit too much damage. What do you think happened there?
Yeah, the track definitely changed. Obviously, we saw it go from a pretty green track to slicked off at the top. And I'm not a great dirt racer, so I was just trying to keep it away from the wall so it didn't bounce off of it for that first 50 laps until we had the tangle with Ross, which is probably your next question. So go ahead and ask it.
Yeah, what did you think about that? Because I definitely called that out multiple times. A really, really aggressive slide job. All the way down to the bottom, friendly fire, the team makes contact. All three of you, actually, because Garrett was involved too. What did you see in that situation?
Well, I was up against the fence and just trying to make lap times, right? I saw the leaders were in front of me. I don't remember at the time who the leader was, but
Like
I knew I
Sean
was,
and what's his
yeah,
name?
like,
Uh,
right, like
Kyle Stewart.
Kyle, right? Like I could see them, and I've been faster than them, and I'm as fast as them, so I'm just trying to keep pace. And all of a sudden, I just saw Ross's, will that be right front, out of my A pillar, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then I'm in the fence, he's all over me, and yeah, that was pretty much that. And there was no caution, so I was like, what am I gonna do? Gotta try and muscle this thing around because it was like bent steering and just front is destroyed.
Yeah, see, I didn't know if you had that, but you were like, you came down, you lost a lot of pace on that. I was like, oh, he'll recoup, but then it looks like you were begging for a caution, and somehow the racing guide said, yeah, well, you did force some contact, so now we're going to spin you out. And so Ross spins out, you get the caution you need pretty instantly, so you don't lose any laps, so it worked out well for you.
It did, yeah. I definitely can't be too upset, and I got my, I don't know if you want to call it payback, but Ross and I raced at the end there, and he passed me after a slide job, and I came out in front of him. That was, as far as I'm concerned, that's it. It's over now. But it was a frustrating deal. Phil still finished second though. I feel like I could have won maybe if Garrett didn't take the top at the end. That was obviously the right move on the last restart to grab the top and just set sail. But yeah, fun race all in all.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty quick too. I think it was like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it felt fast.
Yeah, it was pretty damn quick. 6 cautions, 18 laps too. So I mean, there's, I don't know, whatever that is, like just under 20% of the race was still under caution. So
yeah, gotta say the big concern was fuel. Actually, I ran out in the middle of 3 and 4.
You had enough leadway though. You weren't sweating too hard.
No, I wasn't. I thought I was gonna make it, but it just went gugada,
Yeah.
gugada, and then I'm out of gas. But not a big deal. Still finished second. Quite happy with that. And on to Talladega next week.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations. Anybody you want to thank? Shout
Yes, I've
out.
been
You got any
waiting to say this for
sponsors?
such a long time. Southeast Tutoring. I finally got a sponsor. So thank you, Southeast Tutoring, for helping me out. Got to thank teammates, obviously. Ross, Garrett, Ryan was in here for this one. That was pretty cool. Justin was in here. Kyle for hopping in. You'll talk to him in a minute. But a lot of fun racing with these guys. The whole league, you, Adam, and everybody watching this broadcast at home. A lot of fun out here.
Yeah, man. Well, y'all made it easy for me tonight. I actually sounded interested, I think, from the start to the end. So, and that's all y'all. That's all on y'all. So y'all make it interesting with good, solid racing. So y'all make my job easy. So thank y'all as well.
Right on. Well, you go talk to Kyle. I will see you next week.
Absolutely. Let me bring him up here. Kyle, finishing in that third position. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, man, solid race. You found yourself leading there for a little bit, and then I think one caution just kind of brought in Ross, and Ross kind of took the lead from you, but you still had a solid race day. Looks like you were pretty consistent. How did your race go in your view?
It was really good to begin with, and then just kind of struggled with the track and some of the contact that I had, and just kind of felt slow later on and trying to manage the track.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I think, let's see, I'm trying to think what lap it was. I think you were back in, well, I don't know, 6th or 5th, and I look up, and I guess Sean and Ross lost fuel, so you got 2 free positions, so you got the free interview today. But you had a great finish, so.
Yeah, I was just trying to hang in there, kind of managing at the end. I heard some of the guys talking about fuel, and I was just ran the bottom there in the kind of later part of the race, just kind of managing and staying there.
Yeah, you're one of the few guys tonight that was actually able to have some success at the bottom. Everybody else was stuck up against the wall, beating and banging, almost Ross Chastain style up against the wall. So what were you doing different that you felt that you were actually able to get that truck to kind of rotate and get some grip down there at the bottom?
So I wasn't always staying completely to the bottom, right? There's a kind of in the middle part of the track there was a kind of brown area that still showed some moisture, and I was trying to catch that middle part of the area and then cut it down off the corner. So I was kind of running middle to down, almost like a reverse slider line
Right.
or a cut down line on dirt is what we most people would call it.
Did you do any slide jobs by chance and actually make them work without
No,
contact?
no, I ran a decent amount of dirt. Just don't feel comfortable doing it in the truck. Like there was a couple times I was like, man, I should send it into this corner, send the slider, but I just felt like I'd never caught it on any time I kind of half set it in there. So I just stayed away from it to not wreck anybody.
Yeah, man. Well, what a great finish for you. I'm going to give you the opportunity. You can give a shout out or
Yeah.
anybody you want. Or if you have a sponsor. If you have a sponsor, a fine sponsor like Morgan just gave us, you can also give them a shout out. So the stage is yours.
I don't have a sponsor. I just kind of started doing this, and it's like the fourth or fifth league race I've ever ran. So I want to thank Garrett for inviting me to it. I want to thank you guys for putting on the kind of broadcast, all that good stuff. And then I have to give it out to my gaming buddies, the Grumpies. I have to shout them out a little bit. They'll be excited and pumped for that.
Absolutely. Well, man, congratulations on your podium finish. Hope to see you in the future. Next week is Talladega. I mean, if you're feeling risky, come risk it with us in VSRL.
I'll be there, and we'll see what luck brings me there.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think I am actually going to wrap up what might be the fastest race of VSRL's Vector's Vision coverage career. We're not even to an hour yet. So, I want to thank John and Deb Langton. I know you heard the 7 ran out of fuel and lost some positions there. So he finished in that 7th position. The 7 finishes in 7th. A lot of 7s this race. So guess what? The 77 of Garrett Hemlinger won the race. Morgan Cook finished in that 2nd spot. And then Kyle Stewart, you just heard from him, finished in that 3rd. Ross Phillips had a little bit of a feud, maybe. I don't think we'll see anything boil over for what we'll see next week. Next week we have, if I could pull it up, give me a second to pull this son of a gun up. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, we'll try it. This is going to have to work. Don't really like this look. But we'll go with it. Yeah, this is a terrible look. So zoom in on this sucker. So next week, the cutoff race. It's at Talladega. Next Monday. A lot can go wrong, or a lot can go good for everybody at Talladega. Garrett Hemlinger, a very dominant racer, is really licking his lips at the possibility of being able to get more bonus points before the playoffs start. Morgan Cook, he won at Daytona. Maybe he's thinking he's got another chance to pull off a dub. So there's a lot of stuff that can happen. Can Thad Miller get his first win of the season? There's a long way to go till we crown a champion. But until next week, I think I will call it quits here. I was going to try to draw it out into the end. But until next week at Talladega, thank you so much for tuning in from Eldora. 9 weeks completed, on to week 10. I look forward to hearing from our fans again next week. Jacob was in here. He was kind of giving me some tips and tricks in my ear, giving me some spots. So I appreciate him jumping in the booth today. But other than that, Thank you so much. I hope all of y'all have a great rest of your week, and hope you have a great night.